Hey guys, welcome to another WoW Weekly with Myst. This week's events are the Fated Raid will be Sepulture of the First Ones. This is the third week, so this is the week that you're going to start seeing some slime mounts out. For those that have been keeping up with at least clearing all of the normal bosses on both Castle Nothria and Sanctum within the past couple of weeks here, they will have the slime mount. And the PvP brawl will be Temple of Hutmogu, and time walking is going to be Legion. Mythic Plus will be applied to this, so for those that maybe never did Legion time walking since it's come out, because it's still kind of newish for time walking. It's the newest one added, obviously. And basically how it works is when it's around, the Legion dungeons can be done in M+. Yes, we have two. Well, technically we have one Legion dungeon that can be done right now. It's just divided into two, but it's still only one dungeon, and it's Kara. But you will have other ones, so if you wanted to use that, you could. One thing I'd just like to mention, I did mention it last week, but now that we're talking about M+ in Time Walking Legion, it makes sense to bring it up again. And that is that there is a big rumor that in Dragonflight, you won't have that option anymore. So if you like the M+ attached to this Time Walking Legion, definitely take advantage of it before Dragonflight comes out. I'm thinking that they probably have plans to do varied dungeons like we have in Season 4, and those being in the Time Walking Legion might mess stuff up for them. So I'm thinking that's the reason for it. Also worth noting that the Mage Tower is permanently open, so you do not need Time Walking Legion for the Mage Tower. You can do Mage Tower anytime. So the biggest perk really is if you haven't bought the mount off the vendor for Time Walking Legion, definitely you can do that. And if you're on NA servers, WoD pet leveling is going to be back this week. It's going to be on Sunday. Okay, so the first thing in news is the Spirit Moose. So this is a moose that you get through Legion Archaeology, and it is on a huge rotation. So if you don't have this moose yet, definitely now is the time to get it. It's really easy to do. Basically, you're just going to go to Legion Dal, go to the archaeology area, and there'll be a quest. It's called The Right Path, and then that'll send you to High Mountain, and you're just going to get 600 bone fragments. Honestly, this mount was my favorite moose mount until I got the Legion raid mount that's red, the Grove Defiler. Like I said, it doesn't come around very often, so if you miss out on it, you're going to be waiting another half a year. It's roughly 6 months that it would return back. And you got some time, because these aren't really on weekly rotations. They're more like 2-3 weeks, so you have till almost the end of the month. August 22nd will be your cutoff for getting it for this rotation. So definitely worth it. The next piece of news has to do with maintenance. Maintenance tomorrow, which is Tuesday, August 16th. That maintenance will be an 8-hour maintenance. At first I was like, whoa, an 8-hour maintenance. I wonder why. And then I remembered that 927 is coming out. So for those that don't know, there is a patch coming out for Tuesday, which is why a lot of people think it's the Fated Raids that is causing the long, the long maintenance. But no, it's legit another patch. It's just a smaller patch, but it has one particular thing in it that could really, really mess things up. Okay, so what does 927 have for us? Like I said, it's a very tiny patch, so it's not much. There's going to be a new chat channel. You can search or advertise stuff like raids, dungeons, and PvP. Very similar to like trade chat. In the notes section, they say the trade channel that's been in the game for 18 years will continue to exist, but we wanted to add a new channel to direct messages about the request and advertisement of services like raiding, dungeons, or PvP activities. If you're looking to buy or sell these kind of services, this is the channel for you. If you're not interested in those, you can leave the channel and avoid the noise, or move it into its own chat tab. We believe that this new distinction, you'll be able to keep trade chat for the traditional buying and selling of items and professions and not other chatters. I'm just going to say, I guess I only speak for myself, not everyone, but I feel like most of us have gotten used to what trade chat has been turned into. And it just doesn't bother most of us, I would think, But I personally think their biggest thing here is that they're trying to take it out of the pre-mades, which is really a good thing, honestly, because it's a pain to find groups when it's all, looking to sell this and that. Now, on the topic of them creating a channel specifically for the boosters, I just gotta say, I thought we were cracking down on this shit. I feel like now Blizzard has just kind of caved and allowed it. I guess we're done being mad at people, selling boosts. But whatever. But that's how it looks to me. It looks like you went through the efforts of banning them in one place, but now you're just completely allowing them. All I gotta say is hopefully it's not a defaulted chat, for new players, because I think stuff like that turns new players away, because then they see how pay to win World of Warcraft is. As far as I'm concerned, the game became pay to win when they added the token in. And for the biggest part, which is, more or less the reason we're gonna have an 8-hour maintenance, is the auction house updates. So there's two things here. The first thing is that there's going to be region-wide commodities. So basically the auction houses across all the realms will now share listings like, gems, herbs, flasks, consumables, all that. Items that aren't commodities like armor and weapon will continue to be realm specific. The next one is the one I'm the most excited for, and that is that the auction house is returning on the WoW Companion app. What this means is you can now browse and view the auctions. You can bid and buy out auctions. You can search for auctions, add and remove items from your favorites list, view and cancel your listed auctions. And in the notes, they say, we are very pleased to be able to bring the auction house back as part of the WoW Companion app. The new app update provides a way for players to make purchases, view listings, and more. Due to our desire to provide an auction house experience in a more immediate time frame, we have excluded listing items for sale. While we understand selling items is a much loved part of the past feature from the previous remote auction house, we wanted to provide access to many of the features regularly used by players as quickly as we could, with an eye on potential additions to the app in the future. We intend to make improvements as we evaluate player usage, risk, and development load in implementing tech frameworks to support future updates. Now, the only way they could make me happier is if it was the black market on the app. I think this is cool. I like this. I like that you can view it. But to be perfectly honest, if I was going to use the WoW Companion app for any auction house, it would be the black market. Yeah. When it comes to the regular auction house, I just feel like everyone's selling everything, you know? Like there's not really, like, unless you're after a specific transmog piece or something, there's not really a lack of things. It makes sense that the favorites list would be there because it is the regular auction house. So, you know, from my understanding, like, you know, we can all write favorite things in our auction house. Why wouldn't that just carry over, right? Also going on for this reset is that we are going to have the Conquest cap removed and the Spoils of War buff is going to come back. So that is two very cool things, honestly. The Spoils of War buff will increase your conquest gains by 25% and honor gains by 40%, and that's applied in both Battlegrounds and Arena. And their plan is to have it active for the rest of Season 4. Also, for Solo Shuffle, they have increased the minimum item level for that. It's currently 252. It's going to go up to 278. And that one's already live, so you will already see that change in the game. The Conquest and Spoils will go live tomorrow. Also, for M+ so far this season, I thought I would share this with you guys this week. So this is, you know, at the time of me recording this, of course, these are the highest keys done so far this week. I would say these are looking really good for dungeons that people either didn't know at all or it had been a while since they'd been in. Yeah, for it only being week 2, I'd say these are really good. So I was really impressed to see Grimrail up there as one of the top keys completed. All the 28s that you see there were 2-chested. I have actually been having a lot of fun with the keys this season. I think, honestly, and this is why I went from being so dedicated to M+ to not even giving a shit last season. But the thing is, I think we just need a little variety sometimes, you know? Like, running the same dungeons over and over for a couple of years, you know, is just, you know, it's nice to get familiar with dungeons, but it's also nice to have a little variety, you know? And ironically, although it's not people's favorites, but Kara, I've always loved Kara. Kara, for those that don't know me well, I have always said that the Kara raid is my favorite and the Kara dungeons are my favorite. I am a huge fan of Karazhan. Some Dragonflight news. Hogger has gotten another uplift to his character. He's looking much better now. There was a bit of uproar on what they did with him originally. This is the original picture here, and yeah, people just were not happy with how he was. So the first one's the original, then the second one is how they had changed him first in Dragonflight, and then the third, of course, is what it looks like now. As Murloc. So I had showed you guys this one a while back, and I was reluctant to believe it was actually going to exist, just because it seemed too cool to be true, and apparently it's true. So as Murloc is the Murloc area. You know, when you visit it, you'll find yourself in this alternate version of Dragonflight. And the map will look familiar, but the names will, look like this. In this little world, you'll see that the Murlocs have like their own version of Deathwing. It's called Deathwing Girl. So in these pictures, you can see Varian, Thrall. There's also a reward for the quests in this area. It's the Heart of Azmerloth, which is a neck piece that gives you stamina, crit, haste, and mastery. And it's basically a play on the Heart of Azeroth neck piece that we had in BFA. It's been a little bit since we showed off some cosmetics. It's actually only been a week, but I like showing off cosmetics. What can I say? So this is a new one. This is the Valdrakken Civilian Cosmetic Armor Sets. I really like these. My favorite is the pink and purple one. And I like it because it seems a very casual, and I'm a casual dresser, like in the real world. That's why you see my main druid doesn't really have anything too revealing on her or anything. Like she's basically wearing yoga pants and a top, more or less. And it's because that is how I dress, if I'm inside, I'm in like stretchy type pants. And if I'm outside, I wear jeans typically, So, I really like these casual cosmetic pieces because, well, I think most of us like to transmog our characters, either how we dress for real or how you wish you could dress, maybe. And for me, it's how I actually dress, It's how I relate to my druid and become more part of that world. I dress her like I dress, Aside from the cool ass pointy shoulder piece, I guess. But I don't go around walking around with, big ass shoulder pieces on me. The next cosmetic piece I have to show you is the Cosmetic Dragon Helm and Shoulders for Dragonflight. So this is the Draconoid helmets and the Draconoid shoulder plates. This one's the jeweled shoulder pads and the spiked spaulders. Dragon Spawn shoulder pads. And then this is just some other random shoulders that you can get. My personal favorite in this list is the jeweled shoulder pads. I like those the best. And it's a toss-up between the blue and the red. Although the green looks pretty cool too. So the last thing I thought I'd mention for Dragonflight news is that the engineers are going to have some new toys. One is called Centralized Precipitation Emitter. And then the other is called Environmental Emulator. These toys can be used to simulate the weather effects and the environment itself. Both the toys will last up to 2 hours. They have a 6-hour cooldown though, and the effects are shared with everyone in your party and raid. Their effects can be combined to create some cool scenes. So this is the menu that will come up. If you kick the machine, it basically disables the currently active effect. And as you can see, there's 4 in there at the moment anyway. So this is what they look like. This is the rainstorm, the snow flurry, the sandstorm, and the falling ash. And then we have the environmental emulator, and there is 6 things in there. So this is the peaceful day, fell storm, calm cyclone, ice crown, burning skies, twisting nether. I gotta say, I like that twisting nether the best. When I heard of these toys, honestly, the first toy that came to mind is, and I'll link it at the end of this video so you can go check it out, but it's a toy I won on the black market one time, and it's one of my favorite items, and it's a weather machine. Yeah, it's not an engineering thing. Anyone can have it. It's a toy for any class, any profession. But yeah, and I love that thing because you trigger it and it'll start snowing and it starts raining, and yeah, it's a little cloud like above your head pretty much, and it alters what you see, right? And yeah, I've always really loved that toy. Yeah, that was the first thing that came to mind when I heard of this. So definitely, if this kind of stuff interests you, check that video out. And that is the news. So for accomplishments, I did get another ICC mount. So it is this one. This is the Ech'ero Elic, and I really like this one, actually. I think this one is really good for being so old. Yeah, so yeah, I'm kind of impressed in this one. The second accomplishment, or just simply cool thing I got, is my vault. So I've been doing a lot of work, so I've been actually filling out the vault. I've had like all the raid spots filled out and most of the mythic spots. So yeah, I would have had a third mythic spot here if I did one more mythic. Yeah, but I was like, oh no, I did enough. I did have the option to get this 291, which is the highest item level of my stuff here. It's because I did a few bosses on Heroic Castle Nothria after I'd cleared normal. And it would have been an upgrade because my chess piece right now is a 265, so 291 would have been one hell of an upgrade. But I saw this back piece and it would have been an even more upgrade because my current back piece is like 249 and it's a 288. So I actually turned down the 291 to get the back piece. And now I'm on the hunt for this necklace. So that's what I'm hoping to get out of the vault this week, because I really like the equip on this, and it's applied to Legion dungeons, and like my biggest excitement and what's keeping me going in current content right now is the new mythics. So, well, they're not new, they're old, but new for Shadowlands, right? And I really loved the Legion dungeons. I was really big into fucking M+ in Legion. Like, I loved Legion because of M+, more or less. Yeah. And so those are some of my favorite M+ dungeons to do. So I really want this necklace to add to that. And so that's the loot I got. Yeah, I did good loot-wise, because at the time of making my choice for the vault, my item level was 266. So that would have been on Tuesday. 266 was my item level. And now on Sunday, which is when I record these WoW weeklies, my item level is 274. So yeah, I did really good with getting some loot. So there was this vault one. I got a new helmet, which was from doing the weekly quest. So that was a 291, I believe. And that like severely bumped up my item level, because I think I was wearing like a 259 or something like that. And then I also got bracers that dropped at the end of one of the M+. I did Tazavesh Streets 12, and I got bracers at the end. So yeah. So those pieces right there just kind of like bumped me up pretty good. Yeah. So it was a good week for loot, And hopefully it'll be better this week. So for my next vault, you guys can see that on stream. I didn't stream this past Tuesday, so that's why I decided to just throw it into the WoW Weekly for the loot. But generally when I stream on Tuesdays, I leave the vault till stream time, so you guys can see. At the moment, my best M+ that I've done is the 12 Tazavesh. I did 3 chest it, so I am holding on to a 15. It's a Gambit, which honestly is not a bad key at all. I like Gambit. But I don't know if I'm gonna have time to get to it. So we'll see. If I can manage to knock out the 15, then I could definitely guarantee myself some better loot. I think the 12 gets me. Look at my. I'll look at my little cheat sheet that I posted in Discord. So for those that are unaware what the item levels of your vaults are, they're in our Discord in the Mythic Dungeon section, and it's listed. But yeah, it's looking like I unlocked the 298, which is damn close to like the max you can unlock, because max is 304. So yeah, I'm not too terribly worried if I don't get a chance to get to the 15. As far as KSM goes, I got time. The season just started, so I'm not too worried. But if I can manage to sneak it in the last day, I guess, then that will unlock 304 gear. Either or, whatever occurs, as long as it's not a legendary, knock on wood, it should be an upgrade. You know, I don't have anything on me at the moment that is higher than a 298. So yeah, no matter what, it's an upgrade. It will definitely increase in the next like month, because this week I'm gonna do the Sepulture raid for the Slime Cat. But then I'm not done. I want the stuff for Heroic, so, you know, I'm gonna redo the cycle, but on Heroic, and that'll get me some better loot. So, and on the topic of faded raids and stuff, that is my third and final accomplishment. So here's my achievement for Sanctum. So I completed that. Didn't get a chance to hop into Heroic. With Castle Nothria, I had time to hop in for like a few bosses. But with Sanctum, there was a bit of a struggle point on Fate Scribe with the runes. So yeah, there was, people just doing the runes wrong. And that caused a few wipes. On raid 1, we got 7 out of 10 done. And it probably would have been more or less a full clear if we hadn't struggled on Fate Scribe. But yeah, there was a few wipes there, and then our time, like our raid slot time, was ending, so we called it. And then we went back the next day, and I think there was one wipe, and then he went down, and then the others went smoothly. Yeah, KT was no wipes. He went down, and then Sylvanas, I think we had 3 wipes. And the worst part of that is it was because of a bug. It had nothing to do with people not following mechanics or anything. It was like there's apparently a bug attached to Sylvanas that can like one shot the team. And no, it's not you not getting to her on time. You know, it's yeah. But yeah. So anyway, that got done. Okay, quickly adding in an edit because I literally forgot to put in the biggest accomplishment I did all week. Maybe it's because I did a video on it, so it like skipped my mind for WoW Weekly. But the other mega accomplishment that I did was I hit my 30k achievement points. So that was very cool. That's like a huge milestone because technically you can't get another 10k, not yet anyway. I think max is 36,000, somewhere around there. So yeah, so I'm kind of like in the number bracket that would be a milestone for me. I would never make like an achievement to get 35,000 or something. It would always end in zeros, 30, 40, 50, So it's going to be a while before I have another accomplishment for achievements. It doesn't mean I won't stop trying to get more, but until the max achievement points in the game is over 40,000, I'll just keep collecting to keep collecting. But yeah, I just won't have a goals until there's a reason to have another goal, right? So that is my accomplishments. So I'd say it was a pretty good accomplished week. So that completes this video, so I hope you enjoyed. I hope you're having fun doing whatever it is you're doing, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.
You have broken Zul's hold! I serve that swine no longer! You have freed me from a cruel fate, but Zul is merely a puppet in a larger plan. Even now, his master gathers power. Zul will not rest until all the world is in the blood god's grip.